Sardinia is known for its beaches, but one of the most unforgettable things we did wasn't on the coast, but it was deep in the mountains, hiking one of Europe's wildest canyons. My name's Maria, and after spending 3 months traveling Europe in our camper van, I'm now sharing practical travel videos to help you plan memorable trips and explore a more healthy lifestyle on the road. Today I'll show you exactly what the Gorrupu Canyon hike involves, from where to park or stay, how long the trail takes, and what to actually expect when you're inside the canyon. Plus, there's a decision you're going to need to make at the end of the hike. So where we stayed. We stayed just a 5-minute walk from the trailhead at a quiet campsite that only cost about €20 per night. The owner was incredibly kind. He even offered us a lift to the trail entrance when he was passing by. They sold homemade jam and they had clean toilet and shower facilities. They even let us light fires under the stars. It was definitely one of our favourite overnight stays in Sardinia. There was a storm on the last night, which was a little bit intense in the mountains, but the van held up and we left feeling grateful for such a peaceful spot. So what did the hike involve? The hike into the canyon takes about 1.5 to 2 hours, and it's relatively easy getting there because you're going downhill on the way there, but it would be uphill on the way back. There are some shaded sections, but Sardinia in summer is hot. We needed lots of water and we actually took quite a lot of breaks. We wore trainers, but it's worth noting that we probably should have done it with more grippy shoes because parts of the trail are loose and easy to slip on. We left at around 2 p.m. and it had cooled down a little, but just keep in mind the canyon does close and they do check that everyone comes out. So going later in the day meant there were fewer people around, but we did have much less time to explore. I think it closes around 5 o'clock. It costs about €6 per adult to enter, and because we arrived late, we pretty much had the whole canyon to ourselves. It was way bigger than we imagined, and it was silent, dramatic, and we really enjoyed scrambling across the rocks. There's 3 marked routes. So you've got green, which is the easy route, yellow, which is moderate, and red, which is advanced. To do the red, you've got to have a guide and equipment. So we just did the yellow and green route, but if we were going to go back, we would love to have a go at the red with the guide. So finally, how do you get out? So at the end of the hike, you've got 2 choices. You can either walk back the same way, which takes at least 2 hours because it's uphill, probably 2 hours plus, or you can pay for a 4x4 Jeep ride out. We took the Jeep, which was around €18 per person, and honestly, it was probably one of the best things we did because you don't really miss any new views when you're walking back, and the ride itself was a bit of an experience with the dusty roads, and there were a few dramatic cliff edges, and it was just much needed rest for the legs. It was quite a long day. So things we would do differently if we were going to do the hike again, we probably would have started earlier in the day so that we could have enjoyed the canyon more without rushing. There are like little pools of water which we saw people swimming in, and we would have loved to have done that, but we just didn't have the time. The other thing we would have done is made sure we bought like hats and froze some water bottles the night before because the Sardinian summers are hot, and even though some bits are shaded, it was just boiling at some bits, and I think it would have made quite a big difference. The final thing to say is just make sure you bring cash for the canyon entrance when you're down there, and also plenty of snacks and obviously water because there's no shops and toilet on any of the way. Thanks so much for watching. This hike was one of the biggest highlights of our Sardinia trip, and I hope this video helps you feel more confident if you're planning to do it yourself. If you have any questions or suggestions for other hikes in Sardinia, please drop them in the comments because it's really nice to hear from you. We've got videos coming up on other things to do in Sardinia, so hopefully these will link in at the end of this video. I'm planning on posting weekly van life travel videos as we explore new places and figure out how to live better on the road. We're new to YouTube, but I've got some health and habit change content coming soon, so if you're into travel and living more intentionally, then please subscribe and come along.